because earlier this morning I did get a not good job from another sheriff. Because I got pulled over and I got 2 tickets. And I got tagged. I got tagged going 91 and a 70.
Oh, Alex!
Also, you slowed down.
Do the intro.
Da 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 da. I'm loving it. All right, so we're here for
Now we're gonna get copyright.
4.
Yep. Start over.
Season 4, episode 1. We bought a warehouse.
I think you're going backwards.
Yeah, we were at like season 12 at least.
We got a whole warehouse here now. This is actually our permanent residence. I'm kidding. We are at the Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club season opener here in West Bend, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We brought the podcast to the people that
I
we're
love
bringing
my living room places.
Yeah, potty break.
It is cool. It gets a lot of unique looks. Like literally right now while we're doing it, there's unique looks happening.
Yeah, everyone's looking at it like, man, that was really extra of them to bring a coffee table.
Jealous. I think we're going to start a trend of people bringing little living rooms. They're already building kitchens in the trunk. Might as well have the living room next to the car.
We're the comfiest people here.
Okay, something interesting though is we're not at someone else's show this time. We're at Alex's show.
This is Alex's show.
So what do you think, Alex? This is like, what, the 9th year that we've done this?
Yeah, this is the 9th season opener. I literally just sat down 30 minutes ago. We just finally had the last couple cars come through for the spectator line, and it's been really good. It's been really good. The flow is super steady. We kept the traffic off the highway, which meant that the West Bend Police Department did not call me. I did get a text from the sheriff who had said, good job.
Oh,
That's all he said.
I love that Alex has like the West Bend like sheriff like texting him like, it's getting to be that time of year again.
Yeah, what are you doing?
When you get a good job from the sheriff, you know you did a good job.
Yeah, which I hope I got. It kind of counteracts because earlier this morning I did get a not good job from another sheriff. Because I got pulled over and I got 2 tickets.
Today you got pulled over?
Nuh-uh. I did.
What were you driving?
The 430.
I thought you trailered that here.
The one time you drive it, you got pulled over?
I was slightly over the speed limit.
But I was going to say, what are the 2 tickets?
I was trying to catch up.
To what?
The people who had left 40 minutes before me.
Why did they leave 40 minutes before you?
Were they 40 minutes early?
They were like... It was 80% on me, maybe.
So
I was going through Oshkosh, Bagosh, and I was at an excessive speed, a speed above the speed limit. And the dude clocked me as he was going over the bridge across a roundabout, and he looked at me, and he's like, I could have swore you were going above 100.
Oh.
So then he called up another squad car, to tag me further down the road. And I got tagged. I got tagged going 91 and a 70.
Oh, Alex!
Also, you slowed down.
Yeah,
Alex.
It's really unlike you to go that fast on a highway.
So.
What was the other ticket?
Which is kind of funny.
I want to know the other ticket.
So you guys got 2.
So for those that know me, I do have a tendency to not register my
Oh my God!
Yeah, like update.
It finally bit him in there.
It finally happened.
Yeah. So calm down, children, because that's not why I got the ticket. I got a warning for my expired tags. No, I got a $175 ticket, which is the same price as going 15 miles over speed limit, for having the wrong color car on my registration.
I didn't know that was a thing.
They gave you a ticket for that?
Yeah, didn't give me a ticket for having expired plates. Gave me a ticket for having the wrong goddamn color on my registration.
Spaghetti red?
It says that it was red, yeah.
Weird.
And he's like, this car is not red. And I'm like,
when you hit him with like, yes, it is.
And then you open the door.
I filmed.
You're colorblind.
I filmed the interaction, and I was like, he's like,
you filmed him?
He's like, this isn't red, and I'm like, well, actually, we
you hit him
painted
with
it.
Actually.
And I said, but we can go to certain places on the car where you can still see the red in case you need proof. And he looked at me without even a smile in his eyes and goes, I'll be right back.
And he hit you with them tickets.
He hit me with the double ticket.
Alex hit him with the actually after speeding 20 over and having an unregistered vehicle.
I felt like I was pretty nice with the whole situation.
Did he say anything about the car at all? Anything?
Did he like
Sometimes,
it? Did he
like,
say
I've
like
been
the
pulled
new
over and they're
wheels,
like, it's a sharp-looking car.
I think he was. So I 100% believe that he was convinced that it was not my car. Because he checked the VIN to the actual VIN on the car.
Well, that's a little sketchy.
He asked me a couple questions about the car.
Oh God.
And then went back to his, car for 30 minutes, and I thought to myself, I was speeding so that I could get there on time.
And now you're more late.
And now I'm more late.
Did you learn a lesson?
Which almost made me learn a lesson.
Maybe if you only just leave on time. Man.
And then I didn't. I did it again, and we were there.
I'll call the cops.
Call him right now.
I will.
Yeah.
He's going to tell you bad
First off, I get yelled at for not driving my car enough. Then I get yelled at for not driving my car like a race car.
Well, I get why you don't drive your car enough if it's not
driving my
registered.
car like a race car that just sometimes is a little bit above the speed limit. We all make mistakes.
Well, listen.
Okay, it's like my dad always said.
No.
Sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
Well,
God damn, you got to stop saying that. But it just comes down to if you would have left on time and if you would have registered your car and updated the color, this would have been all gravy, baby.
Yeah,
well, except for the 91 is. That I don't think
he
you
was
could have
going to
avoided.
hit me with something.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. I'm surprised. Did he lay into you?
No, not really.
He was nice?
Did he give you the dad
No,
talk?
because I was really nice to him too. He didn't say anything bad. He didn't say like I was killing kids or anything. It was a very calm conversation. Well, you know how it is. You get pulled over for like speeding sometimes, and they look at you and it's like, oh, this is a car enthusiast, so I'm going to scold them. Like, no, the dude was like, I clocked you going 91 and a 70.
That's fast.
That's a little quick. Can I just get your registration or whatever? So
and
I showed
like, weird thing about that, I don't have one.
And so I gave him the registration. My old registration, and then I gave him my driver's license, and I showed him my insurance, and then he deducted the speed that I was going at to 11 over.
Oh. Wow, that was really nice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have had to take you to
We had
jail,
a good,
the old clink.
respectful conversation.
Well,
he didn't even tell me to slow it down.
Until you speed it up?
He just left. It was like an
wait,
M.
was that a state trooper?
Yeah, it was like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
He got places to be.
Yeah, well,
he's not trying to pull over
sometimes.
people like us. He's trying to pull over the semis that are like
That's
towing
true.
too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to be on the side of the road with you.
So, Alex, we made it. What do you got to say? I mean, it's been 9 years that you've been doing this stuff. Is it crazy? Does it feel surreal? Are you just normal to it now? Does it?
The coolest thing is like it's such a clash of the worlds because I always when we run this event, I'm always up front. I always say hi to everybody, take the cash, get the registration. I try to everybody in my lane, and I've been doing that since like the beginning. Like the whole goal that I've been trying to do is like to try and say hi to as many people as possible. And then at the end of the event, I always try to stand outside one of the buildings and say thanks for coming to anybody that's inside the showcase. And it's weird watching people be like, hey, are you that guy from that one channel? And then like these other people are like, hey, you're from WCEC. And then these other people that are like, hey, you're from Martini. And it's like all these different groups of people that like they only know 1/3 of like maybe the whole story. And seeing those people kind of collide is super cool. Like I had somebody up front that was like, oh, so do you help with WCEC? I didn't know that you were in Wisconsin. I was like,
I've helped with it for a while.
I could say I helped.
I would consider myself an OG, actually. Yeah. So, no, I love it.
Well, what number were you on the page back in the day?
Back in the day.
How many followers did you join at?
Yes. But, no, it's cool because to have an event in our own backyard makes me really happy. I really do like having a Wisconsin event for Wisconsin car enthusiasts because there isn't a whole lot out there for us. You know, Iola's probably the next closest thing, followed by Wisconsin Automotion. But both of those other events are older classic car shows. They're not like for the new generation. So
for sure.
That's kind of nice. I feel good. People seem to be happy. It's been good. We only had to remove 2 people from the in-store showcase because of a little catfishing. So I know we talked about that in the previous episode.
So it happened real time.
Them, huh?
Yeah, it did happen. It was a little weird.
Were they upset?
Not initially. Not at least to me. They were definitely upset after the fact. A couple people that passed by, they heard them talking poorly, obviously.
Yeah,
but I get it. They're upset. It was one of those things. I went, I talked to them, and I explained why, and hopefully they understand.
So did they just park outside then?
Yeah, I just had them go back outside.
Oh, there you go. It's not the end of the world. It'll be
I'd
fine.
say like it's got to be just a little bit. It hurts.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they know what they're doing too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but here, we've been interviewing people, right,
Okay.
about their cars, and we've
You've
been
been
asking
doing
them.
this?
Yeah, we've
Okay.
been asking them. What's one car mod that needs to stop?
What would you guess it would be?
This was the series. Was we would ask them one car mod that needs to stop, then we would find a person with that car mod, and then
that's
ask
good.
the same thing. What
Sounds
do you
like a
think
great
is
idea,
the
right?
most common car mod that needs to stop? We had 4 in a row of the same exact car
It's
mod.
so hard for me because I know what I would choose.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I know it's tough. I want to see if you'd think of it. But even the people that had this mod said, "Do not do this, Mom."
Yeah.
That's what was the real
Yes.
kicker.
That's what it was. Wild.
It did it back
It was
to
a
back
great
to back.
idea, and it backfired like horrendously.
Huh. I would probably say what they might have said. Maybe just like going static in Wisconsin or something like
And
that.
that is a good one. That's fair,
that's close.
especially
What
once you get
was
to
it?
the Milwaukee area. Mirror tint.
Really?
Yep. Even the owners with cars that had mirror tint,
Yeah.
we'd ask them. They'd be like, mirror tint. Actually, I hate it. It's
They're like,
terrible.
it
It
looks
fades
great,
instantly.
but it sucks.
Yeah. And
They're
the
like,
interior's
"Get
all
in
weird.
here, sit in there for a second,
Yeah.
and you sit in there, and you're like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
You can't see anything?
No.
Yeah, well, there's like red ones, so then all the
whole
interior's
interior's
like red or
and
purple.
And then they're like,
okay.
yeah, it
Purple.
gets after like 6 p.m.
Can't
in
see
May,
anything.
and you're done for. And then the one guy was like, yeah, I got like the Starlight headliner too. He's like, I can't even turn it on. I can't even enjoy it because it just reflects off of everything. It's like a fucking laser show. Like,
So yeah, we kept doing it back to back to back. People are like mirror tint, mirror
Mirror
tint,
tint.
mirror tint. I was like, Jesus,
we're running
Christ.
out of cars with mirror tint.
You heard it here first. If you're thinking of mirror tint, it might
Don't
not be
do
a
it.
good
I
probably
idea because
don't.
even the owners are being like, don't do mirror
I
tint.
think the one for me was like initially it was like spiked lug nuts.
Okay.
Like the
Oh,
spiked lug
yeah.
nuts.
I feel
with,
like
That was a
that's
big
kind of
phase.
died out.
yeah, but I still see it every once in a while because Wisconsin's in the middle of the country, which means we get all of our trends last.
Yeah, we're a
but
little
like
delayed.
you remember
That's-
the spiked lug nuts like with the cone that you have to like
Yep.
screw on,
Yep.
and then one of them goes, and then it just all looks
it was
silly.
like multi-piece.
yeah, then
lug
they get
nuts.
corroded
Yeah,
together.
and then they're,
Together.
like, different colors because you
Yeah.
just had to buy an extra
Yep.
set. and
Yeah, that's
couldn't
kinda-
find the right set anymore. So, yeah.
No, it's been good. What have you guys thought about it?
The show?
Yeah.
Loved it. I've got to talk to so many people, and they've been so down to earth, and we've seen a lot of cool car builds, and we've been reviewing them, making some videos about that, too, and it's been great. The weather is fantastic. It was a nice drive down here. I didn't get pulled over by anyone, so it
That's
was
good.
really
Oh,
cool.
yeah. That's
Well,
a
we still
plus.
got a trip back yet.
I shouldn't have said that so soon, but now I'm going to go the speed limit.
There you go.
Yeah. Gels, what do you think?
No, it's been great, man. I mean, it was kind of a bummer. I really didn't get out to anything last year. So, like, being able to get out to Chattanooga first this
Yep.
year and then being able to come back to this. I remember coming to this show before everything. I had my FRS. She was baby. She was bone stock.
Yep.
And I was, like, so excited to take it to this show, and it snowed.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that because it was me, Mariah, and Lars. We were out there on the other side of the building. We took a picture together because the back of our north faces were coated
Yeah.
in snow, and then we all got sick. Becca remembers we all got sick that week. Like 3-4 days later, we were all just down with a fever.
Down with the sickness, someone
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
Ooh, ah,
No, it's awesome, man. It is crazy. I saw your post about, being like 9 years and stuff last night. I was like, that is insane to because this is the first. Is it 9 years here? Is it 9 years for the season opener in general? Because I remember
9
it was
years
in,
for the season opener in
because it was
general.
originally in like
Yeah.
what, a Conomowoc or
Yeah, so we had our first official season opener meet and greet was at Holy Hill.
Oh,
And
that debacle.
that was the first time we had ever hosted. We tried to host like an actual season opener.
Yeah.
We bought hot dogs from Aldi's.
Hot dog!
We had buns,
Glizzy
ketchup,
King.
and mustard. Back in the day, we had so much ketchup and mustard left at our house because every
Oh my
single
God.
show we hosted, we brought hot dogs. We brought ketchup, mustard, cheese, and then all of our shirts and stuff. And then hot dogs were $1, drinks were $1, and then like that's how we kind of made
That's
a
a
little
good
bit of
deal.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were at Holy Hill. I thought everything was good. Apparently not. Even if you're a church, they still don't like it when you're
Yeah,
using
this
their
whole
parking
crew
lot.
just like pulled up to a church unannounced with all of their loud,
Well,
obnoxious
it wasn't
cars.
on a Sunday, was it?
Unannounced-ish.
Was it on
no,
a
it was on
Sunday?
a. It was on a. No, it was on a Sunday, but it was
Oh
a Sunday afternoon.
No, Alex.
No, listen,
You can't.
listen. It was Holy Hill. We were not at the top of Holy Hill. Jesus and all they were up at Holy Hill. We were down the hill. We were a little bit
Jesus
further
and all.
down. So we were all having a good time. Everything was fine. It was a free parking lot you could use. They had a little grill and stuff.
Sounds
And
heavenly.
It was. And I remember, God rested on the seventh day, but this pastor wasn't. He was walking down the hill, and I could see the look in his eye on like.
Was he all dressed up?
Yeah, he full top
robe
down,
and
the
everything?
whole.
He just got done with service.
He had the white, the white little collar. And I still remember. I remember seeing him, and you could see he was upset, but you could see he was a man of God. And so every word he was saying, he was trying his best to do what he was supposed to do, and he was. And I remember he was talking
Lord,
to us.
bear me strength.
He's like, guy, I'm sorry. I love Cotton. And he's like telling us that we can't be
Yeah.
there. And I remember there used to be a guy that helped us with WCEC. His name was Herbert. And we were trying to convince him and the police that were now there that we needed to stay because we had no other place to go. And Herb looked at this minister, father, looks at him dead in the eyes and goes, "Sir, I just have a question. Do you think Jesus would kick us out of a parking lot?"
No, he did
That's
not.
awesome.
And I swear to God, we got to stay there because of Herb saying
No
that
way.
to a father. Yes.
Herb,
Looked. I remember the guy was like, he's like, I understand. We just need you to be safe. And I'm like, we'll be safe. Nobody's doing anything silly up and down the hill. And he goes, all right. And the cops were looking at the father.
Like,
I was
what
like,
do you want us to do?
What do you
Like-
want us to do? And I'm like, sir, please. We're only here for 2
Yeah.
more hours. And he goes, okay.
That's an
And he
awesome
walked
story.
walked back up the hill, and we got to stay at
That's
Holy Hill for another 2 hours.
insane. That's
a
so
true
funny.
I love that story, and I've never heard it before.
I never heard the part about Herb
Yeah, because
pulling the Jesus card.
if you know Herb, if you've seen Herb before, he's a big boy. He's got dreads. He's scared. What do you say no for? We did lie to the priest a couple times. I got really warm. Here, Becca, come up
You
here and
lied?
tell the story.
Yeah, apparently you're not doing a good enough job.
Yeah,
so you're
so-
leaving important pieces of information out here.
The key thing to remember here is purgatory, you know? So if
Oh,
I got to
God,
go
all
through
right.
that a little bit because of what happened at Holy Hill,
You
now we're
understand,
here.
right?
So the main thing is it's been a journey from there to this.
Yeah, I mean, going from hot dogs and ketchup to
cousin
Cousin
this.
subs,
and
because I
cheese
got
curds.
one.
Yeah.
I got a cousin sub.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's good. It's turkey.
Yeah. No, I'm really happy with this. You know, I think the coolest thing for me is I've seen the same people come to this show from the first year to now, but now they've got a family. You know, now they've
Dude,
got
we were
the
talking
car that
about
they've
that.
always
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
They've got, you know, you can see their progression in life as they keep
That is
coming
my
back to
favorite
these
thing.
events. And that's super cool. I had a younger kid come up to me and was like, I came here with my dad and I wanted to bring a car and I couldn't drive. He's like 14, you know, and he was 17 now, and he has a Honda Civic Si that he got to bring in. It's like, that's a really cool story, you know.
Yeah.
So to see that, it does feel good. I
Does
would
it make
say.
you feel old?
I've been
Yes.
feeling a little
You're
old
like, it's
lately.
been
Well,
my
because-
dream to come to this show.
Yeah,
And now I can finally drive, and I got my car. I came with my dad when I was a youngin'.
yeah, it is crazy. We were literally talking about this with someone before the podcast.
That's
We were
wild.
talking to RB about like how back in the day we used to come to this, and he had a Civic, and I had a Cobalt and a
Yeah.
Focus and stuff like that. And we've literally got to watch each other grow up, and it was insane. But it's like it's crazy to think about. Like when we started doing this, like we were all just kids.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
literally kids.
Yeah, I remember it was Becca, and it was, I think his name, it was Tyler TA. I used to post about Audi R8s for like the longest time when I was
Yeah,
like 15. I posted like every 3 months. I used my Facebook as like my own diary. I was like, I'm going to own one of these. I'm going to own one of these. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I have to have one of these. And then I had the Gen 2 R8, that V10,
Yeah.
and I had it for 2 years. And I remember, it must have been like 6 months. And Tyler had messaged me once, and he was like, so how does it feel? And I'm like, how does what feel? And he sent me a screenshot of one of my
Oh,
old
man.
Facebook posts of like it would have been 2014, I think it
Yeah.
was, of me saying, I will have an Audi R8 one day. And he's like, that. And it's like,
did it.
holy shit. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we are getting to that age where you're getting to start to see some of the things that maybe you aimed for either getting accomplished or being so much closer to reality than they were when you were like 17. I think it's dope.
Yeah.
It is
That's
super dope.
awesome.
It's wild. Like you said, you get to see all the people that you have seen come into these,
Yeah.
but then you're seeing the new generation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because, you know, I talked to some people, too, and they're like, well, don't you get sick of, like, seeing the same cars all the time? And it's like, they're the same, but they're not, you know, because it's like, yeah, like, no, like you said, they finally got the set of wheels that they've been talking about for the longest time, or they finally turbocharged it,
Or they even
you know,
got a
it's
new car.
finally running, or they finally got their new car that they've
Yeah.
been wanting for so long. Like you said, they've been posting them out on Facebook since 2014. Like, you know, that's what's super cool, and it's,
Yeah.
you know, it is such a tight knit community, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
We try to make, at least with this show, we try to make it less about the show and more about the community. You know, like our biggest focus as we kind of go around is just making sure that people have what they need, that they're having a good time,
Right.
and that's really it. We try to demolish any sort of cliques or
Yeah.
favoritism that we see, and we just try to have fun with it. That's why the trophies, like, they're fun, but they're not anything like wild or crazy. There's
Yeah.
6 of them, you know, and it's like you win because it's a cool setup, and
Yep.
we've got some points on the backside that we measure it with, but really, you know, that's it. We're here for a good time. That's
Right,
all.
right. Yeah, you don't gotta take it overly serious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
we-
cool, fun to do, but it's not like, calm down.
Yeah, we've been a part of a show like VIR, right? Japan Auto Legends was like that judging
was crazy.
was nuts.
That shit took me hours to fill out.
I looked at the sheet and I was like, this is literally going to take the rest of the day.
It was okay. So at a normal car show or like a full-fledged car show, you have sometimes up to 20 different categories for a car to rate across like 5 or 6 different like verticals or like interior, exterior performance. And then when VIR and when Japan Auto Legends and Driver, they had 25 cars that we had to score, and it was awesome. Love those boys to death.
Well, there's a lot of
It was a great
high
system,
quality
honestly.
of cars.
Yeah, it was all perfect.
Holy cow!
It was a really good system to use.
It was.
just,
you needed it for how close a lot of those
honestly,
cars were,
because
but
it
took a minute.
really
It
tight.
took a hot minute.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like a Scantron. You know?
Yeah.
That was just
Yeah,
there was a lot there.
Are you gonna like run this through a machine to score
AI
it?
will pick
like
the car show winner.
Because it took me 2 hours to score it, and now I have to add everything up. And
Yeah, no,
That was crazy.
No, it's been a really great day. So happy to be here and kind of bring it back to, I would argue, like my roots is WCEC, Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club, and like this community that's around me. And it's cool to see it evolve and change. And I'm happy to see who's supported us, so far. I think that's one last thing, and I promise I'm done. But like, also seeing like the layers of stickers of support, you know, because like obviously we have legacy at other places doing other things, but it's like first sticker I see, Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club. Then I go and I see, that sticker, and then I go and I see, a little Alex Martini, little like Martini logo, and now I have people coming up and saying, "Hey, can I get a MartiniWorks banner?" And
That's
it's like
so cool. The support's
seeing
insane.
the support that's like it's so humbling. Like it makes me feel so good.
I love seeing all the one-off stickers that we used to do back in the day. I still to this day, wherever that car is, pretty sure that the "Is You Down" decal,
Is You Down?
the "Is You Down" decal.
That's a story.
All the WCEC.
Like the
like
memes
inside
and stuff,
jokes and stuff
There was
that
like, yeah,
were
we're gonna do
created.
like a, like Dustin or whoever at the time was cutting the vinyl was just like, yeah, we're gonna do like a 50 limited,
Yeah.
release of these.
It was a crazy time. I loved that era, and I still love, the next era that we're going into. But man, those are like, you talk about maybe getting a little bit older and stuff like that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think about like the good old days. I
Yeah.
do think of some of those moments as like the good old days
Wow.
for sure. That's all
Sometimes
I
I
got.
like to think we're still in the good old days.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Mario says no.
Oh man.
All right.
No.
Well, should we take a break?
Yeah, let's
And then
take a
maybe we'll
break.
come back with some guests or something.
yeah, let's do it. I
See
love
what we
it.
can find.
All right, we are back, and we have Mr. Mike.
Milwaukee Mike.
Milwaukee Mike. Milwaukee Tool Mike.
He gave me a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Is it a Milwaukee Tool?
Yeah.
You could sell that and pay off some kid's
No, I
college
can't sell it.
tuition.
I can't sell it. Mike said specifically,
No,
I
no,
can't sell
no.
it.
Is that against the rules?
Yes.
Wait, do I also get a screwdriver?
Yeah.
You just give those away?
A
need a
couple of them,
Nice
yeah.
screwdriver.
Yeah, I'll have to take a peek.
Unreleased, actually.
Are they really? I'll have to take a peek. I want to know what this. I
Yeah.
want to know what this is.
Oh, you just want me
Dakota-
to grab it? Okay.
Give him a screwdriver.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
He's
you
trying to
gotta-
get you to give me a screwdriver on
Yeah,
air.
look at get a load of that. That's the nicest tool you own now.
This is probably the most expensive tool I,
I mean,
own
it's like
now.
I'm not
15
even
bucks
kidding.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
Yep.
statement still stands.
Perfect.
This is nice. So, Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, it's been a minute. And
Yeah.
one thing that I thought was really interesting, because we're at the season opener in Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club. And Gels, you've been a part of the group for a while. You've helped with the group.
Yes.
We have history before everything else
Oh, yeah.
with WCC. Mike, you've also kind of helped with WCC, have a ton of history
Yep.
behind it. So, like, what's it like in your seat having all of the past experience of like WCC and now what we're jumping into with like MartiniWorks and now what we're just doing as like homies and friends? Like, what do you think of it all?
It's just kind of crazy because, like you were talking about before with, the Holy Hill meet and stuff, like the very beginning. Like, I was there for that. I remember that. Just how crazy some of this stuff was. We were literally just flying by the seat of our pants trying to get stuff done. And now where we have these big organized events, we have all these people who are helping out and then just expanding as far as like a group goes and just trying to, change up what we do to make it better and better every time. It's just really cool to be a part of something like that and just meet all these new people, because I've made so many friends over the past probably 7 years who I've met through this club alone.
That's
So
awesome.
it's just crazy,
That's
like
awesome.
the networking you can do with people
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
They tell you in college, they're like, network is your net worth. But that doesn't mean that you have to go sit at stiffy ass meetings
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
Like, go
Just-
do something you love. You'll meet just as many
Just
people.
hop in your shitbox and go to the
Yeah.
meet, you know?
Yeah.
Or just
Joe's, what
drive
about,
around town until somebody
Yeah,
waves
yeah.
at you.
yeah,
you know?
Joe's, what about you?
Oh man, it was really crazy because like I'm from the boonies in the Northwoods, right? So it's like there's no car scene up there
Yeah.
outside of like a couple IROC Camaros that are, you know, being pieced back together. But you know, so it was like joining the page and stuff like that, the Facebook page back in like 2014 and stuff. You know, that was like, oh my gosh, there's actually stuff that goes on in this state. And it was funny enough, I was actually moving into my college dorm. It was a hot
Wow.
ass September day. Moving into my college dorm, I'm sweating, and my dad was like, "There's like a car show going on over there," and it was fucking you guys, like literally like in the
That's
Marathon
awesome.
Park parking lot.
That was the hot dog day.
slinging hot dogs and I don't even think he had stickers. It was just slinging hot dogs. And I'm like, I'm hungry
because
as fuck.
we didn't
so we went
have
and got
any.
hot dogs and we went and checked out the cars, and I was like, damn, this is the Facebook page I joined. Like, that's crazy.
That was the same event where at Marathon Park it has that little roller coaster ride that you can take like in the park.
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a couple extra dollars. So when everything was done, Becca wanted to go on the ride. So it was like me, Becca, Herbert Burke, who was like 230, a big boy, but he's just huge. He's
Yeah.
a monster, and he's like sitting in the back like this on this like little tiny kid
it's like
train that's
100
like
degrees outside.
Getting sloshed around.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
No,
It's-
so it's super cool because it was like that was like my first introduction. I remember, you know, living down in that area, then Wausau, Stevens Point. Maggie and I, like, we hopped in the Eclipse to come down to, like, it was like the first Wisconsin Dells meeting, and it wasn't Automotion. It was just like a random Dells meet in like
Yeah.
October.
Dakota took the group photo.
Yes, yeah, that we have that photo, and you know, and it was just from there, and it was we'd go to Eau Claire for the Action City meets, and then you know that kind of stuff, and it's just crazy to see, you know, the quality shows that have evolved from it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we got the opener, we got Appleton Takeover, which is evolving into more than just a show.
Yeah.
I mean, we did freaking drag racing and stuff last
that
year
was
at
super
the
cool.
show, which was super neat. And then it's like, you know, you even got the road rally, which
Yeah.
is now two separate events of its own,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is, you know, it's so crazy to see the group of people that have come together from so many different walks of life with the same passion
Yeah.
to just do cool shit and
Yeah.
continue to do cool shit. Like, it's just so awesome.
Yeah, it's like you can only like the community and the group will only be as good as the amount that like you put into it.
Exactly.
So that's one of the weird things where it's always so odd. We go to California, right, and we go to like those local meets. I remember we went to a throttle meet one time, and it was crazy, right? The amount of people and cars were just crazy, but it felt very like isolated because there's so many people in that
Right.
area. There's so
Oh,
many
yeah.
people in that state where it's like you're never running into the same person twice. It
Yeah.
seemed like, you know, and here it is a little bit more tight knit because obviously there isn't the amount of people in a place like
Right.
that. So it's like you really can grow some really awesome roots as long as you like, you know, try. You know,
Yeah.
you try to build a relationship. So it's been cool. Now, I do have a real question, Mike.
All right.
You know, you've seen a lot of cars now over the years.
Yes.
You're rebuilding your Cobalt SS, right?
Working on it.
Working
yeah,
on
we're
it,
getting
okay.
She's almost there.
But
yeah.
but
Hopefully.
between the start and now, you know, the start of your automotive lineage to now, is there like a car, like your next car? Do you have a next car? Or is it just Cobalt SS until you die?
So probably not till I die. I mean, I do really like the platform, but I've always been looking into like the next thing, and I really have been just looking at right-hand drives. Not sure where I want to land on that yet,
Gloria.
but just I've driven it. It's,
Gloria.
it's a nice drive, but I've just been
Why is there a
trying.
but?
There's so many options out there.
Yeah, but
there's
there's none of them are as good as the Nissan Gloria.
I don't know. I haven't explored them all yet, so I got to keep doing. Some
How
more
many have you
exploring.
explored?
Right-hand drive Skyline and the Gloria.
Okay, so which one?
Well, the Gloria was a little easier for a big guy like me to get in and out of.
Done.
So
There you go. What's so hard about that? You've heard it here
Get a
first, folks.
Century, Mike.
The
Get
Gloria.
a Century. You'd love a
You
Century.
would love a Century. The
That
only
is
problem
my favorite car right
when
now.
one electrical item goes out, you are screwed.
Yeah,
you
but
are
it's
absolutely
so fucking
done.
baller.
Yeah.
Mike's
Yeah.
getting a Century. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's got to
I'm
happen.
gonna order one.
There
tonight.
are some really cool JDM cars out there that aren't a massive amount of
Yeah,
money.
and that's kind of like what I've been looking at because like I don't want to blow like $30,000-$40,000 on a right-hand drive
Honestly,
car.
yeah.
Because there's so many cool and more unique options out there that are literally less than $20,000.
It is crazy how many are out there. And honestly, like, Driver has really opened my eyes to that. Like, going down to their shop, like, getting to know those guys, like, getting to know the website and stuff like that, like, seeing the cars on there. It's like, there are so many of these types of cars out there that are badass. They're super cool. They can look really good.
It was like
and they're cheap.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Celsior, right? Which is like the equivalent of, what was it, like a Lexus? Big Lexus, and you can get one. Because over in Japan, the big cars are driven even less because
they really can't.
They really can't drive them. And they were owned by executives who barely drove anyway. So it's like a compounded amount of people own these big, expensive cars.
And they're all nice.
That weren't driven a lot by people that didn't really care, that always took care of them. But then the yen got super weak last year, which meant you could even pick up even more of a banging deal on these cars. Where you could buy like a budget Celsior for like $8,000.
Yeah, so Mike, there's no excuse anymore.
If you can own a Cobalt SS, you can own a Gloria.
Yeah, and the thing is like even like really simple cars. Like I was when I was still living up in Appleton, I was just driving around one day and I saw a Corolla wagon like from the 90s.
Oh
like,
yeah,
that looks sick. And
was
then
it the black
close,
one?
Yes,
dude, I saw that downtown. I lost my mind.
Yeah, dude, I was rolling up on it. I'm like, I don't ever see these right-hand drive or like just a Corolla wagon. And I roll up to it. I'm like, that's right-hand drive. I'm like, that's sick. Like, was this an old mail carrier?
Yeah.
Or was it actually imported? Like, I just thought it was one of the coolest things ever. And that's like more interesting to me almost than seeing like a GTR or anything like that, because you see those all the time. They're always out there. But like those weird, unique little quirky cars.
That is us showing our age again, because that's where it's going, right? It's like, so it's almost as if the transition period has begun.
Oh
no.
Where it's like, you know what I really want? I don't just want what's popular. I want that 90s Accord that just is clean and nice and looks good, and like everybody else is looking at you. That's like
what the hell are you talking about?
Out of
Stop
all the
describing
cars,
me like that.
out of all the cars that you would pick, why would you pick that? Like, at least Sean Berger's like, I want an M55 AMG because they made 62 of them and the engineer's name was Robert, and
Sean
I really
loves
like
his
Roberts.
numbers.
It's like that's different than saying, you don't know what I want. I want a MR2 stock. Because it's
rare.
It's like, oh no, we're those people. We're those people.
It's happening. It's really happening.
I'm trying to think of another time that I've experienced a switch in the automotive community, like something that you may have grown up with, right? That was considered one way exclusively, whether like a car was junk or unreliable, and now it's the complete opposite. So I'll give you an example, give you an idea. The Toyota MRS, when I was like 16, 17, 18, the Toyota MRS was terrible, disgusting, ugly, slow, boring.
Compared to like the older generations,
MR2
they hated the new generation.
The third gen that wasn't even an MR2 by definition, people despised it. Anybody that owned one, they got ridiculed into the ground. I remember this. And nobody in the new generation car enthusiasts liked them. Nowadays,
you see one, you're like, damn.
MRSs are like, dude, you got one? How much did you pay for that? Because they're like $20,000, $25,000 now.
Are they actually?
Yeah.
They're getting
wow, I must not.
They're literally
things
doing
that like
this.
come and go. You know, it's
Holy
like
cow.
you shit on it, and it's going to continue to happen, especially with like how many newer cars are coming out, and you're like, oh, they did the WRX dirty, and they did like the S650 dirty, like all this stuff that people are like hating on, and it's like, okay, well, in 20 years when not as many people bought them, and you're going to look back and say like, damn. Someone bought one and kept one really clean. That's actually kind of dope.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
So what do you think? What do you think is one of those cars?
I don't know. Like a car, that's tough. I know. Let's think. One that I've seen is, I remember when I was younger, like Camaros and stuff like that from the 90s, like the IROCs. I just heard nothing but bad things about like older IROC Camaros and how they're junk and the motors are junk. But now as I'm getting older, I see more and more clean examples that are really nicely done that are fetching like higher prices. And I'm just like, dang, see, because I've always liked those cars, but not everybody has. But now I see they're gaining more popularity, and even some of the like 90s catfish style Camaros and stuff like that.
They can be done right.
Yeah, because people are finding out, wow, these are actually cheap. They make decent power, and now people are starting to mod them, and the prices on them are starting to go up.
Oh man, it's happening.
Gels.
Oh my gosh!
I thought
Capri
we
Sun
forgot. Nope. Oh, thank
Lars
the Lord.
is the goat. Gels, you got to tell me what car you think is too. I think I know it, but I want to hear your thoughts.
I think. Hold on.
I didn't know we still had them.
Oh God. I think I know what you think I'm going to say,
I do.
and that would have been the third gen Eclipse,
Yeah.
specifically the V6 third gen Eclipse. However, Mike, you good over there?
I literally went through the entire package.
No,
Yeah.
we went through the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've done that so many
raised
times.
my hand. We're
I've
good,
done that
we're
so
good,
many
we should
times.
be okay.
Okay.
It's like
Don't
cheese.
panic,
It's
don't
like the
panic.
cheesy sticks that you got back in elementary school. Like every single time I got the cheesy sticks on Thursdays, dude, I didn't know how to eat cheesy sticks, and I would always fucking choke.
what the hell are the cheesy
Oh,
sticks?
like
and
the
now,
Bosco sticks.
yeah, and now when I got the Capri Suns, which my dad didn't really ever want me to have,
Hold
I
on.
finally started getting Capri Suns, and I'd stab through them
What high
all the
school- what
time.
school did
So
you
now
go
I'm
to?
triggered by cheese sticks and Capri Suns.
Describe these cheesy sticks.
Like
They're like-
the
they're-
Bosco, like
Yes,
like
they're
the
like-
Bosco sticks.
No,
Yeah, they're
Bosco
like-
sticks are different.
No. So it's like the 4 sticks, right,
Oh,
that
yeah,
are on
yeah.
one piece,
Yeah.
right, and then
Yep,
they're
yep.
like indented a little
Those
bit.
are
So,
called fucking pizza dippers.
okay, so anyway,
right, sorry,
so
we're
I pulled them
uncultured.
off, right, and
Bosco sticks are
I put the mozzarella in, and I go to bite it, and I never bit it like hard enough, and so the cheese would keep
Yep.
coming,
It was what?
it was too much cheese, and it was too much cheese, and I would choke a lot, and I was a
actually know
child.
Exactly what you're talking about.
I was
Anyway.
a child, everyone.
Anyway, third gen Eclipse V6.
Your wife is yelling at me from
I
behind
know
the camera.
she's disgusted.
Look at her face.
V6 third gen Eclipse or the last generation of the GTO.
Ooh,
I think
yeah.
those were super slept on, and they're such a powerful platform. And it happened. We were up at Shawano for the last drift day, and we had to go into town, and there was a dealership, and there was just a bone stock, super clean GTO sitting on a dealer lot, and I was like, that thing looks good.
Yeah,
And I
I
was like-
wonder
and I'm
why
like,
they.
what am I doing?
I wonder why they're not drifted, but I'm assuming maybe it's like weight or something.
I have seen a couple of them.
I know that a lot of them came more in manuals or in automatics than manuals.
Sure.
So that's the manuals fetch a lot higher
Sure.
price.
I would.
So
I thought you were maybe gonna say an RX-8.
that's what I was waiting for.
I mean, everyone likes the RX-8 already, so I don't know what
Oh,
you're talking
okay.
about.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Which group
Everyone
of 12?
talks about the RX-8.
Everybody does talk about
Yeah.
the RX-8.
Opinions may vary.
And we'll leave it at that.
That is awesome, Mike. Is there anything else that you want to tell the community? You want to tell the world here today?
Just get out there and go make some friends at car shows. Just even if you got to go alone, you'll come out leaving with some friends. So.
Hell yeah, hell
That
yeah.
is
Well,
so
thank you
wholesome.
so much. We're gonna take a little break, and we'll be back with some more guests.
Oh yeah.
We lost a guy. We're man down.
Yeah, it's
We
almost like
need
he's
an
running a car
AT4
show
Alex
while he's trying to do
Martini.
a podcast.
Yeah, that's wild. It's almost like he's trying to do 50 different things at once.
Yeah.
That usually always works out really
Anyways,
well.
yeah, I think we're gonna go film some more videos. The show has been really good. It's been so good to catch up with people that I haven't seen in years and go to a good Wisconsin local show. It feels good. So if you guys haven't, though, make sure you check out MartiniWorks.com where you can add your build thread and check
Yeah.
out other people's build threads, too. We got some cool stuff going on over there. Appreciate you listening to the podcast. And if you like these car show podcasts, make sure to let us know and let us know what you want to see on them.
Or where we should be next.
Yeah,
'Cause
what
we're
car show
always
should
on
we
the
go to next? There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, it is.
They
So let us know.
better have good food trucks. That's all I ask.
I'm still mad that we didn't go to the crab truck.
There's a crab truck at Riverside. It looks so good, but I didn't know how to eat it, and that's why I feel bad. Every food truck, insane line, crab truck didn't. Just because, how do you eat that while walking?
It's
how do
an
you eat
odd
crab
one to
while
like on the
But
go.
I still wanted
Yeah.
to eat it, but I didn't. So
Anyway.
we gotta go get that. All right, bye.